It isn't unusual for the mainstream media to take a jab at the pro-life movement. Rod Breckenridge at Global News in Calgary did it again recently. Well, I am as big a pro-lifer as you're ever going to meet, and for once, I agree with Rob. I'll tell you why in a minute. In that Global News commentary I was telling you about, Rod Breckenridge takes a number of liberties against pro-lifers. But he also keys in on something that we don't often read. He says, Canada's pro-life movement has only itself to blame for its failures. You know what? He's right. Now, it's also true that many elected lawmakers look at preborn children as a political liability, and this is a major reason why there is a huge void for the past 30 years when it comes to regulating abortion in Canada. But we in the pro-life movement also carry some of the responsibility for our political failures in the past 3 decades. Breckenridge identifies correctly the pro-life movement's political ineptness in the past when he says, the pro-life movement seems to be holding out for an unattainable goal of classifying abortion as murder and ending it altogether, rather than focusing on a much more reasonable and attainable goal of reducing the number of abortions. Well, thank God, things are changing. Today's pro-life social conservatives are made up of young and energetic Canadians. We recognize that the all-or-nothing approach has resulted in exactly that, nothing. Today's new politically motivated social conservatives are embracing opportunities to reduce the abortion rate. Our organization is called We Need a Law. We advocate for incremental laws, laws that focus on the common ground that already exists among Canadians. We also believe that it's better to save the lives of some preborn children than none at all. We are working on getting laws passed by Parliament that would, at the very least, bring Canada into line with nearly every other democracy in the world. I'll give you an example. Banning sex-selective abortion, which almost always targets baby girls. More than 90% of Canadians support this, according to a recent Environics poll. The majority of Canadians also believe that preborn children who are killed in an act of violent crime, such as murder or assault of their mother, should be rightfully recognized as victims themselves. And did you know approximately 80% of Canadians mistakenly believe we have laws that prohibit late-term abortion? Most Canadians are shocked to discover abortion is legal through all 9 months of pregnancy. When it comes to regulating abortion, me and my fellow pro-lifers at We Need a Law are focusing on prudence, wisdom, and a heartfelt desire to protect as many preborn children as we can. Even if these bills do not pass the first time around, polls indicate that there is a broad base of support for at least some abortion regulations. And we have studied abortion laws in other countries. We're really inspired that democratic nations similar to ours, Germany, France, and Spain, these and many others limit abortion to the first trimester, and they offer counseling and a time for a woman to make the challenging decision about abortion. These changing tactics of the pro-life movement are a sign that we understand something now that we didn't understand before, that progressive improvement is better than no improvement at all. We will always pursue a vision of complete justice for preborn children, but we also believe we need to work as hard as we can to achieve what is achievable today, instead of achieving nothing as 30, 40, or 50 years go by. I'm Mike Schutten for We Need a Law.